themes of the show is really about like found family and the strength of queer relationships, and how in times of crisis we come together, and people in general come together to help others. So basically, pre-pandemic, I got a scholarship to learn opera in America, which is very exciting, in Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma, hence the OK. And it's a very good show. It's not just okay. I feel like I need to clarify that. And I was singing and dancing and doing all these really great things, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a Broadway star. That's just gonna happen. And then COVID happened, and the school shut down, and the school kind of went, oh, you have to leave the campus, but international students, you can't leave the country. You still have to be here to finish the year. So just find someone to go home with. Yeah, yeah. Because we were all struggling and didn't know how to do anything at the start of the pandemic. But yeah, so I didn't have a house for a few weeks, and so really kindly, a lot of people came together and like offered their homes to me, to have like a place to stay, and I ended up going to New Mexico for 2 weeks, which is really exciting. And I went to Santa Fe the last day it was open as a city, and it was like a ghost town. And then like I came back and got put in emergency housing, and yeah, I had to really rely on like my local community in order to like live and eat, because Oklahoma City is one of those weird American cities where if you don't have a car, you can't really function. And so yeah, I really wanted to use the platform of the show to talk about a real issue. And I'm a trans creative. I'm trans and autistic. My pronouns are they them, and um, and yeah, and so like during COVID, I kind of reevaluated my want to be a performer, and um, and although I do love performing, there are some really there's some deep systemic issues within like the industry and within the UK as a whole that makes life as a trans person really scary and not great. And so I kind of retrained, and in the last year I graduated my MA in arts management, where I specialized my research on building inclusive and safe spaces for trans creatives and queer creatives. And so I try to, I'm really passionate about having all of my work, or like showcase my work as like, I'm a trans creative who makes work that isn't just about being trans, but because we all exist, we have so many different wonderful things about us, but then use that to actually help people who are struggling. Yeah, we're also using this as a fundraiser for the Trans Mutual Aid Fund in Manchester, um, to try and like raise awareness and raise money for trans people in Manchester, so they can live and survive, because it's quite hard for us at the moment in general. And so yeah, I just want to use, really, I'd love to take it on tour, but my real passion for the show is that it gets people aware of like the realities of being like queer and being homeless and being in situations that are unsafe, and using that as a platform to then actually help people who are struggling. I've always wanted to be a Broadway star. My ideal goal would be win a Tony. I don't know what for yet, so we're still working on that. But that Tony is mine. And so yeah, I was doing musical theatre, and then I was also working as a circus facilitator, and yeah, I do kind of a lot of everything, like little bits and bobs. And so I was like a circus performer and circus facilitator, and then my university had this had like a study abroad program that I was really interested in. And then I started researching schools, and then it just randomly turned out that my university was paired with one of the best music theatre schools in the US, really randomly. And so, but no one had ever gone over there before. And so I had to audition and do all of these, like, yeah, I had to jump through a lot of hoops, but I managed to get like a year free training in America, which is so cool. Yeah, and like most of that was fueled by I come from quite a low socioeconomic background, and so like drama school was always something that was kind of out of the question for me. Um, but I managed to still wheedle a year of drama school and now a fringe show because of the deep trauma that COVID caused.